Entrepreneur and business strategist Ruble Chandy.
The international entrepreneur and best-selling author Ruble Chandy.
Great to be with you, Melissa, and good morning, Houston.
Hi guys, this is Ruble. Happy New Year. I'm pretty excited to talk to you today because first of all, it's 2002 has just started. And I want to share something very special with you today. And I want to wish you an amazing new year this year. I want you to have everything that you want and more, everything that your heart desire and more this year. And that being said, in order for you to succeed in business, in order for you to grow to the next level in business, you need sales in your business. And if you are here because you wanted to learn about how to grow plants in tropical island, you are in the wrong place. So we talk about business, how to grow your business, how to create wealth, and how to succeed being a business person, serving your customers. That's what we talk about here. But before I get into that topic, let me tell you, 2022 is going to be a very special year. Very special in a sense that this year is going to show you who you are in business. There is going to be more uncertainty. There is going to be more challenges. But how we are going to master those challenges, how we are going to overcome those challenges is going to determine how you're going to succeed this year. So I'll talk about sales. But before that, I would like you to have this thinking that the three things that I'm going to share with you at the end of this video, I want you to remember that. There are three things that I'm going to share with you to succeed in 2022. The three pillars of having a rock solid year and having a rock solid decade. So today I'm going to talk about why always be closing. You might have heard about this term. If you're in business, you might have heard about this term. Always be closing. Always be closing. Always we should be asking for sale. That's the dumbest idea. That's the dumbest idea in business, especially if you have a reasonably high quality product. If you are selling candies to kids for 25 cents or some small amount, wherever you are listening to from, then maybe always be closing might be an okay idea. But if you're doing a serious business where you are helping people through a service, through a premium product, through a high quality product, through something that is more worth than, let's say, very small amount like $25 or $10 or something, then definitely you need to listen to this video. So the way I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so I'm using this software for the first time, and I have a cough, but we are going to still rock 2022. Okay, so the way sales is done all over the world is like the American insurance salesman. How does the American insurance salesman sell? What they do is, long time ago, 100 years ago, somebody decided we can just manipulate people into buying. Let's figure out a way to manipulate people, right? And if we could figure out a way to manipulate people and push them to buy from you, then people are going to buy from you. That's what they thought. Today, I'm going to share with you exact opposite strategy because the world has shifted. The world has shifted, and if you haven't caught up, then it's highly likely in the 2022s, in the 2030s, you're not going to make it being a pushy salesman. And when I talk about sales, first of all, there are a lot of drama and a lot of confusion coming into people's mind. Why? Because they think that salespeople, they're horrible people, they're manipulators, right? And I'll talk about that in detail one time soon. But The reason why people said that, yeah, some salespeople were manipulative. I don't want to use the other word, like very manipulative people. So that is why salespeople were known. Sales were considered as kind of a really bad job. Not anymore. And you're going to understand what I mean in a few seconds. Okay. So let's go to the next slide, and I'm going to figure out how to go to the next slide. Oh my gosh, this is good. Okay. Uh, so as an insurance salesman, you cannot sell. Looks like I'm not able to figure out how to go to the next slide. Okay. But if you know this information, what happens is you will be able to join an elite group of people who are selling without pushing, without manipulation, without losing your integrity. So if you don't know this information, then you might be staying in the same place, same thing, same old everything. You have big dreams. You work out for like 7 days, and you started with a high hope on 2022. At the end of 2022, you might be in the same place without much more sales. So what are we talking about? First of all, I want you to understand this thing. If you are adding value to people, listen to this again. If you are adding value to people, then selling is caring. Think about it. If you're adding value to people, selling is caring. For example, you want your kids to go to school. They're a 4-year-old kid, and you want the kid to go to school. And the kid is like, I don't want to go to school. And you're like, oh, that's okay then. That's okay. If you don't want to go to school, you don't need to go to school. Is that what you're going to tell your kids? 4 year, 5 year, and then it's like, maybe I'll try after 1 year and ask him if he really want to go to school when he's 5 or 6. No, you're selling the kid. You're selling the kid to go to school because that is really important for them. Makes sense? That is, you sensed and understood that is really important for them. If you are able to go to school, then you are able to do these things. You don't give up. You sell them because you care. Do you understand my logic here? Yeah? If you understand my logic, put that in the chat, wherever, YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching. So when you are selling, if you're selling with authenticity, when you're selling something that is so valuable for people, then selling is caring. Understand that? So at that point, people want to buy from you. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're not trying to close them. They just want to buy from you. Remember, people want to buy stuff. That is called shopping. That's a favorite hobby for humans. We want to go shop, go to places and buy stuff. But we don't want to be sold to. Nobody wants to be sold to. They want to buy. So that is essentially why you shouldn't be asking for sale all the time. That's a wrongest idea. That's a wrong, old, traditional American idea. We came up with this. When I say we, I live in the US for more than a decade. I'm an American citizen, originally born in India. So the traditional wisdom is saying always ask for sale. That's not what you do. This could be true for cheap selling, but if you want to sell something big, then you should follow what I'm going to talk about today. So according to a study with more than 8,000 sales conversions, closing too early negatively affect the sale. One more time. According to a study with more than 8,000 sales from almost 2 decades ago, this is not new information, specifically this information. Closing too early, which means if you're like, oh, sir, do you want to buy this thing, trying to push this to their thing, it's not going to work because early closing, it is not going to work. So how do you actually work with people? How do you actually get them to buy from you? If you are a business person, if you're a salesperson, if you're an entrepreneur, you want your people to buy. By the way, you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm not a salesperson, I'm the CEO of the company. If you are the CEO of the company, then you are the master salesperson of this organization. You might not be selling your products, but you're selling an idea. You're selling a company. You're selling your vision. You're selling your mission. So in 2022, understand this. You are a salesperson, no matter who you are. If you're a wife, if you're a husband, if you're a child, if you're an adult, if you're a dancer, if you're a movie star, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a salesperson, you are selling. You might not be selling a product. You might be selling a service. You might not be selling a service. You might be selling a woman that you are the best person to marry to, right? So if you're going for dating, or if you're trying to find a spouse or a partner for you, you're selling, right? It's already daytime for me, so I have light coming in. It's daytime here in the US now. So how do you do that? So if you want to get somebody to marry you, if you want somebody to hire you, you're selling your skill set. Makes sense? So that's how it works. Okay, so how do you do this? So the 3 steps, and I will go deeper into this year. We'll be spending a lot of time going deeper into how to persuade people. Because once you know how to persuade people, what happens is everything changes for you. So there are only 3 steps to selling or persuading other people to do what you want them to do. One is connect with them. And we will go deeper into this, like I said, over the course of 2022. But you need to connect with them. Nobody wants to buy from somebody they are not connected to. Yeah. So what you do is connect with them. You connect with them. The second step that you do for selling is to inspire them rather than pushing them. So how do you inspire them? Inspiration almost always comes from asking questions, asking intelligent questions. Yeah. So inspiration always comes from asking intelligent questions. And I'll tell you what are the intelligence questions that you could ask over the course of the year. I'll teach you, like a course, I'll be teaching you everything that I know about sales in 2022. Right? So everything that I know about sales, I want to teach you 2022. And then you convert them. When you convert them, basically, you shouldn't be asking for like a pushy salesman asking 70 different closing statements. They should be able to comfortably buy from you. That is how you sell to people. So looks like, I don't know whether you could hear me, but understand this. This is the most important thing that I would like you to understand. You don't go to a man or a woman in a street and ask them, do you want to have sex with me? Do you do that? If you do that, that will be totally weird, right? You don't walk around and do that. When you're trying to close somebody, the moment you see them, without courting them, without dating them, without romancing them, you know what you're doing? You are doing exactly that. Asking somebody, hey, can I have sex with you? On the street. That doesn't work that way. There are systems and there are cultures and beliefs around these things. Make sense? Right? So you date with the customer, you romance the customer, you connect with the customer to a point where they would want to buy from you. They would want to buy the product from you. That's how you play this game. Does that make sense to you now? Yeah. So you are not trying to push sale into people. You are inviting them to buy from you. There are so many people I work with. I'll talk about one of my clients. His name is James R. Elliott. He's from Canada. I love him. Hey, James, if you're listening to this, shout out for you. So here's the thing. James didn't want to sell as much. He's an amazing human being. He's teaching businesses all over the world, literally. But he didn't want to sell. I asked him why. I don't want to sell. I want somebody else to sell for me. I said, James, if you want to be a master in what you do, learn how to sell. Because the people who really, really, really succeeded in life, people who really, really, really made a big remark in the world, like think about Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King. Think about them. Think about Abraham Lincoln. Who were they? They were salespeople. And don't get mad at me for saying that if it's your hero. They were able to sell an idea. Gandhi was able to sell an idea of Indian independence to the British people and to the Indian people. Master salesperson. Martin Luther King was able to sell the idea of civil rights, black people having the freedom and equality and inspiration and have equal opportunities in a country where people were separated with color. Now it feels weird, but at the time it was a huge thing. Now it feels weird in a sense. It is inconceivable that people could classify people based on color. That's what I mean by weird. Abraham Lincoln, same thing. He was able to convince a group of people to initially release slaves. And America being a Christian country who believes in equality, we thought, I'll give you an example. I think it was Plato who has asked, like when we coiled the initial concepts of democracy, Plato was asked, hey, Plato, could you tell me, we have democracy for the people, by the people, what are the people? How about women and slaves? As Plato said, oh, women and slaves? No, they don't get to vote. No, it doesn't work that way. So what I'm saying is, these were all influential people who were master salespeople. They were able to sell. They were able to sell. That's what happened. Makes sense? That's what happened. So if you wanted to create a big impact, remember this. You become a master salesperson. You become a master salesperson, influencing, persuading other people. So what do I do tomorrow? What you will do tomorrow is, specifically, you will start listening to people, start asking intelligent questions, start connecting with people, get to know their real needs, and then invite them to buy rather than pushing them. And if you do that, and then I'm going to teach you step-by-step strategies to sell effectively starting today. So I'm very excited for this journey with you in 2022. I want to learn from you, learn with you on how to grow your business, how to double your business by doubling your sales this year. And the 3 things that I want to share with you today. 1, have faith. I went to this beach yesterday and I was walking around and I saw one place where nobody was standing there. There's no one there. I was like, what happened? Nobody's standing. It's a very busy beach and it's on Atlantic Ocean on the eastern side of Florida, eastern side of United States. So I'm walking around. There's nobody there at that particular portion. Then I looked and I saw a giant rock. A giant rock. So beachgoers, obviously, they want to play in sand. So they want to play around rock because when the wave comes, they cannot play around, right? They cannot play. So I went there. All of a sudden, I had this thought come to me. The thought is like this. The second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave of coronavirus is here. I don't know whatever number we are right now. The first wave and the second wave and the third wave of economic challenges there. And if you're listening to me from India, you had like major challenges, the GSTs and the all kind of the currency changing and all kind of stuff. Every country in the world is going through major challenges now. I am not here to tell you that 2022, everything is going to disappear. That will be stupidity. Things are not going to disappear. Let's be truthful about it. But you are not going to be affected by it if you do these three things that I'm going to share with you today. 1, stand on a rock. Stand on a rock. What do I mean by stand on a rock? The waves are coming. But if you're standing on a rock, you are stable. You are not going to fall down. So what is the rock? The rock of faith. So if you don't believe in God, maybe take up believing in God for a habit. So if you believe in God, whatever God you call, whatever name you call your God, have faith. It's going to be okay. No matter what happens, I am going to come through this challenge this time. I'm going to make sure that I come to the other side. That's number 1. Number 2 is build a rock solid community this year. Don't do this alone. The entrepreneurship, growing a business, it's not an individual game. It's a community game. Build a community around you. If you have read my book, 90 Days to Life, I talk about super tribe, how to systematically build a super tribe. And if you haven't heard about 90 Days to Life, it's time for you to check it out and buy 90 Days to Life and learn how to build a super tribe. And you don't read book, no worries. You don't need to get it. Completely up to you. But basic idea is for you to build a community of people who believe in you. Believe in you in such a way that they actually see a bigger dream than you see for yourself. I need to drink water like every 5 minutes so I don't cough, okay? Thank you. Yeah, so believe in you. So community, build a community. So the first rock is stand on faith. Stand on faith. None of the techniques that I teach, this is my truthful statement, okay? Nothing that I teach is more powerful than faith. And I teach a lot of stuff to people in 14 different countries, right? And I have three clients who are doing more than $50 million right now. But nothing that I teach is more powerful than having faith. Faith in a higher power, faith in yourself. And once you have that, then the second thing is have a community to support you. Community of people who believe in you. Believe in you enough that you start to believe in yourself. That is the second rock that I would like you to stand on 2022. And finally, the third rock that I want to stand on today, this year, 2022, and for the next 10 years is the rock of making money. And making money sounds so materialistic, so slimy, so my gosh, I'm not about money. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not about money. Money is like eternal evil, whatever. The reality is, in order for you to be fulfilled, we need to create massive value for people. And if you're creating massive value for people, having resources, money, wealth is freedom for you. It's an opportunity to serve the world. It's an opportunity to do charities all over the world. It's an opportunity to be fulfilled and happy and celebrating and traveling and not being restricted. Because if Corona has shown us one thing, it is that life is short. It's very, very short. One more sip of water. In this very short life, you want to celebrate your life. And you need money to celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't become a poor person to empathize with poor people. Do something for them. Work hard, work smart, work intelligently, add value to the world, and make money. In order for you to make money as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a person who has a practice, master sales and marketing. And you're like, oh, I don't want to master sales and marketing. Yes, that's how you are going to learn. And of course, I'm going to teach you a lot about sales. lot about sales and exactly how to sell and how I was able to close deals that are worth $500,000 or more in one conversation. Right? I'll show you exactly that. And how my clients have closed more than $1 million deals in a few conversations. I'm not talking about $10 candies here, right? Serious stuff. And if you don't know, if you're hearing me for the first time, if you don't know who I am, you could go visit my website, rublechandy.com, and get a sense of what I do for people, right? So I'm not asking you to do anything for me. I'm asking you to believe in yourself and do these three things. One, in summary, one, have faith in your higher power that he will take care of you. Two, build a community. So we are all going to be disappointed in some time in our life. So we want somebody we could lean on and cry. And we have someone who we could lean on and smile. And we have somebody who we could lean on and laugh and love and be passionate with. And third thing is, believe in yourself and start learning how to make money, not for the sake of bragging, not for the sake of being super proud, but to serve other people. By serving other people in your business, learn marketing and sales so that you could generate income in your business by creating value. And I'll teach you many of these things over the years. And if you're new to my YouTube, subscribe, because you are going to be blown away by the depth of the conversation that we'll be having here if you aren't already. The weird thing is, I was trying to share my screen and the screen was not sharing, and right now it is actually showing the screen in front of me, right? And so I don't see myself here, right? So I'm assuming that you could hear me, you could see me, but it doesn't matter for me, right? Technology might work, technology might not work. The bottom line is, you work. If you have faith, if you have a community, if you learn how to make money through sales and marketing, this year and the next 10 years are going to be for you. This is going to be your year. I look forward to seeing you there. Doubling your business, growing your business to the next level by serving people, creating value for people. Have an amazing 2022. Make it your best year ever. Until then, I will talk to you later. Ruble Chandy, signing off.